me, I'm fine with it.
Okay, so... Well, I gotta... Because there's no easy way to do this. It's some weird-ass slider, and the slider needs to be constantly adjusted, and yada yada.
What?
So... My familiar will have no reason to kill you, only if you antagonize it. In that, we are in agreement.
Then I guess you have a deal. The only thing that remains for me to
No,
do
I
is
do not have a deal. Until you enact the deal does not exist.
Yes, but
Deals are made deals when they are fulfilled.
I'm meaning I agree to it.
Okay. Your agreement is irrelevant. When you perform the task, then I will acknowledge you care.
Well, that will have to wait till I finish this rest.
So it's like the time is already upon you. You must wake.
Already morning.
So the basics is that, you know, this time passed a lot swifter. So time passed a lot swifter, and that now he's like throwing you back into wakefulness. So you're back awake. You see that, you know, everyone's gathering around because we're getting ready to move again. The animals are all awake. And you see that the dog that you know is he's going up to you, and he's putting his nose against you and all that stuff.
I'm just petting it.
Okay, so...
And kind of walking off to the side.
Okay, so you're petting it and you're bringing it off to the side. And so... Marky, he sees what's happening, and Fracco, I'm too busy coordinating the survivors. So what do you do?
But I walk far enough so that one can see it if I...
Okay, so you're pretty, let's see how you, so... you could walk as far as you want so you're not in sight, but again, Marky knows that, you know, something's going to happen. You saw you walk off with the wolf. So, and when you come back, you'll know that the wolf is not there, if you decide to kill it. Or you'll walk back with something that's not the wolf, so... So either way, so at least one person is going to know.
Just one question. Who says it's not going to be the wolf itself that comes back to life, which is then familiar?
Okay, well, you'll find out. It's just a matter of what's going to happen.
Hopefully, the wolf will be sacrificed and the familiar is the wolf, but not the wolf. Or whatever.
We'll see what happens. So what are you going to do at this moment? You led the wolf out to the wilderness.
I am going to do what I had to do, so...
What do you have to do? I mean, like, you have to describe the scene, man. I know it's horrible, but you have to describe it.
I'm going to sacrifice a wolf.
How so?
Eat him.
No.
Okay. So you're not going to eat him alive, so that's good. Slightly
I still have
human.
that sword around, right?
Say what?
User joined your channel.
They're deadly. You're back.
Buongiorno.
Okay, anyway. So yeah, like what we asked is, like, is that going to be a constant thing, or are you going to be an hour late every time? An extra hour late?
Not every time.
Okay.
There's just a
My
chance
second
of it
question
happening.
is it another roleplay that's eating my time? Like...
No.
No? Okay, so it's something else. Okay. That's all I wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
Because if it's another roleplay, I would have talked to him and said, "Hey, man, you're eating my time." Anyway, so Thorin is about to do something to this wolf. What is he going to do? Speaking of which, are we actually on the right page? We are on the right page.
Yes, we
So
are.
what are you going to do, Thorin?
I'm just gonna take out one of my hand axes and...
Okay. Hand axe is out. What are you doing?
sacrifice it.
Okay, how so? I mean, You gotta describe it, so hand axe out. So you're gonna just like slash it across its back? What are you gonna do?
And then pour the blood all over your face
actually-
and stuff like that.
Okay. So what are you going to do? I mean,
I'm probably gonna, like, cut its throat with one of the hand axes.
okay, but that means having to grab it, so...
Yeah, but I'm kneeled down
So
next
you're
to
kneeling
it
down
while I'm
next to it.
While I'm petting it.
So
I
that's,
just grab the
yeah,
axe.
so it's petting it, it has no idea what's about to come, and then you draw a hand axe, and you draw it across its throat so quickly that it doesn't even realize that its throat's been cut until it starts to fall on the ground. So in one swift slice, you just cut its throat, and then now it's on its side and it's bleeding out on the ground.
Now you're gonna butcher its head.
Okay, so let's see. Well, hold up. Let me. So then you hear a voice in your head. You have pleased me, and so shall be rewarded. And you start to see the blood start to come out of the wolf, like its whole body is being drained of blood. So its whole body's being drained of blood, and the blood is starting to collect on the ground, but it's like spurting out at an extremely quick rate.
Berserk all of a sudden.
Yeah. Well, he's been a berserker for like God knows how long, so. So you see the blood starting to collect on the ground, and then something is rising from it.
Oh.
Like you see this black wolf start to rise from it.
Well.
So it's like from the soul of the thing that you held dear shall be risen a dark soul, one that will be my eyes and ears for you. Talk with it as you would talk to me, and so you shall be my servant. And so, like, the body is starting to disintegrate. Like, this body's starting to, like, it's basically the whole body is liquefying. The wolf is starting to, all of its flesh, all of its organs, starting to become a liquid that this other wolf is rising out of.
Well.
So
Does it look anything like the original wolf?
No, not at all. It definitely looks more hostile, more vicious. Its eyes are glowing a reddish color. So, but it starts to change, and it starts to, like, the eyes stop glowing. It starts to right its posture because it was rising in a kind of an awkward gait. So it starts to right its posture, and it walks towards Thorin, and its head does like a bow.
And what can I name you? Or do you have a name?
So it's like, it really doesn't have a name. It's just it's a name. It's the familiar of Abatu, but you can name it whatever the hell you want. It doesn't care. Let's see, it's got wolf-like cutting, but it's not sentient. It can't like talk back to you. Not like Rang.
No, I know it can't. I wasn't guessing it could talk back, but I'm
just killing that question before it
asking.
rises.
I'm quote-unquote asking Abatu if it had a name already.
Okay, so you're asking Abatu, does it have a name? So its name is irrelevant. It is simply another pawn in my arsenal. It has no name. Simply know that it is my familiar, and by extension your familiar.
Can I name it?
I care not. Name it what you will. This is Abatu
Alright.
talking about, what does he care about? Sacrifice. He doesn't care about names, or he doesn't care about the names of the fallen. He doesn't care about any of that stuff. He just cares about the sacrifice.
Yeah, but I'm just asking, so I have something to call the wolf.
No, you don't, because he doesn't care. So, You're getting into the mind of your lord, and your lord does not care for names. Like okay, think about this. Has he ever referred to you by name? Ever?
Nope.
Then there you go. He doesn't care about names. He's never going to refer to you by name because he doesn't care about your name. It's just, you're a vessel for sacrifice. To enact his great plan, that's why you exist.
Rick, I was only asking so I could call the wolf if he had a name.
Okay, the wolf will follow you. Just
Yeah, I'm just gonna call him Ghost.
Okay, so you're just gonna call him. So you call him Ghost, despite the Lord saying, his name doesn't matter. So
it doesn't matter, but
yeah, to you it matters.
I just want to call it Ghost, so if anyone asks, then I can say anything.
This is more for the subtlety purposes.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what? You're in the middle of a forest. There's let's see. Is there any evidence that there's not any evidence that the other wolf was butchered right there? Because whatever fluids and blood it leaked out have been sucked into this new wolf. Think of the scene here. It's he drew a pet wolf into. Basically, the wolf trusted him. He went on a knee. He pulled out a hand axe, slit its throat, and then that wolf's essence turned into this thing. All in the name of his god. And he is quite pleased by such an event.
What head of a god you have there?
So he is, let's see, can I reveal that? Okay, so, you guys won't know it in character, but his god is Abatu, the Lord of Sacrifice. He's a fiend lord. So, it's all about sacrifice. He'll give power to those who will sacrifice in his name, hence Thorin. Didn't care about him initially, but since he's been killing a lot of things, it's like, why not? Just see if I could turn him to my side. And so he's turned to that side. So he's worshipping. In the short order is he's worshipping something that is equivalent to a demon, and yet no one is aware of that at all. It's because he does a lot of it in secret.
Barbecue.
Yeah. He'll have to find out on his own. I mean, if he actually looks at you with his holy sight and he doesn't see anything, because remember, he's trying to compete with the Fiend Lord. Does the light compete with the Fiend Lord? You'll find out in the future.
Question.
Anyway, so...
Or are they the
Maybe a
same?
better question, am I actually evil?
I don't know, it's up to you. Do you feel evil?
Because
You just slit the throat of the
No,
thing you
but
cared
I'm just-
about, so...
I'm just... No, alright, in that part I'm evil, but
So...
I'm just...
Yeah, but I'm not even saying that's evil, I'm just saying, do you yourself feel like you're being evil?
Sometimes yes.
Sometimes yes,
Like,
sometimes
with
not.
the
So
wolf.
you're pretty much chaotic, so there you
Yeah.
go. And it all depends on, you have to remember, it's perspective based. It's like with Zero. Some people view him as just a renegade who just does what he wants. Others see him as the evildoer, who just wants to kill everybody. So it's
I'm
all
also
perspective
thinking
based.
Kind of in Marky's perspective,
Yeah.
I kind of am...
I don't know what
because I'm
Marky
still
thinks. You'll have
helping
to
them.
ask him when he's here. Okay,
I
so
can't move them. No.
oh yeah, I'll have to. I have to make a duplicate in the future, so. Or I could just. Nope, I'll have to make I'll have to make that duplicate now because I don't have it. It's a good thing that doesn't take that long.
Indeed.
Try not to slow things down, but with you guys having such random encounters and with all the crazy things that you guys like to do,
It's
every
not
time,
really random.
all the time, it is random.
No, it didn't. It was planned way ahead of
It was
time.
planned ahead of time, but not this level of execution. Okay, so adding now Sei to the turn order, which means I wish I could edit these when these are in here, but I can't. So. I think I spelled Niltaor wrong, but yeah. So it's going to go in a solid block because Niltaor and Sei are with Makfar and Dani, so that would be all of you together as one. Anyway. So what
I
is the
can't
opinion? So
control.
nobody's really caring to, like, everyone's preparing to leave.
Um,
Nobody's really caring what.
I have the sheet in my thing, but I can't control the...
I'm working on it, I'm working on it. Just, I gotta figure out what's up, though. Okay, is that the right ghost or is that the wrong ghost? Which ghost is this?
That's still the old one, I think.
No, that's the wrong one. There's two ghosts. There's the ghost, the monster that's trying to murder you, and then there's the ghost, this ghost. So try moving it now. Still nothing?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, now I can.
Okay. I don't see it moving, though. Okay, there you go, so... Alright, so... back to what we were doing.
Yep. We were preparing
So, I'm getting prepared to pack up. I don't notice anything wrong. Marky definitely knows something's wrong, because you're... But he's not... Let's see, is he saying anything? He's not going to say anything about it, though. Like, but you could tell that his eyes are the ones that are noticing that, you know, you walked into the forest and what you walk out with is not what you walked in with. So, he doesn't know what pact you made. And from his analysis, he can't see anything different. I mean, it doesn't look like you've done anything. What's different is that this wolf is now not the same wolf that walked in. Of course, the animals don't seem to tell the difference. I mean, they're just kind of chilling.
Of course they are.
So everyone's on their feet. The people still look surprisingly emaciated. They're like horribly emaciated. So I'm just saying. So I walk up to you and it's like, right, are you as prepared as you're going to be?
Yes, I am.
Right. It's like, okay, well, we're going to get moving now. So this is... we're like at the exact same time. I think we're going to arrive first. Because we're on the move and they just went through a tidal surge.
They're still on the bridge.
Yeah, so 9 hours ahead. So we slept our 9 hours and then we went through the 2 hours and so on and so on. So when we get back to the other party, the 2 hours will pass. So let me copy these. So we're just gonna... We're not even... Let's see. Are we gonna bother trying to hide our tracks or are we not gonna care?
I would say try to hide our tracks a little at least.
So that would be, I don't know, there's a lot of skills we could use in that particular situation. What skill do you think we need to do so? There's a lot, so... It would be nature. Try to get everything back into natural order. Yeah, I know you have the worst intelligence imaginable, so... I'm going to use my nature, so... I know enough about nature to know certain things need to be in certain places. So, I'm like kicking up the dirt. I'm trying to just disguise it as much as possible. But, let's see. But I am no expert. I'm definitely not an expert at hiding my own tracks. I did the best I could, but still, it's like... It's pretty... With all these civilians also, they're not really stealthy. But you can tell, like, you can kind of tell that Marky's a little bit more aware now. Like, I think he knows something's up.
Kind of obvious.
Yeah, it is kind of obvious. So let's go to the world map. So we're gonna start moving out. So, who's the leader, me or you? I think I was I'm leading the way now.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means I have to roll encounter. Okay, so I am leading the way. Where's the encounter roll? Because normally I don't roll encounter, because it's... Okay, so...
I can roll it for you.
Yeah, you could roll it, but it's like, since I'm the one leading. Okay, so we just travel the first... There's no incident for the first batch of miles. Oh wait, will that get us within the... Will that get us within the town? I think so. No, I think we'll be a little short.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta roll another encounter. So we'll get back to town with no incident.
I mean...
Yeah, so...
Friendly and steep.
Yeah, so we'll get back to... Like I said, we'll get back to town with no incident. So... Back to Kempner Forest. So, it's kind of hard to miss a giant mosh podge of people just kind of arriving out of nowhere. So we're back at Kempner. We're bringing more civilians to the batch. Let's see, did we take any casualties along the way? No. So, although people were wounded and people need some serious medical attention, they survived the trip. So the animals are being moved. So we added to our inventory is we have one new mule. There's now the wolf and the dog and the cat are now in the animal stables, because they need serious medical. So the stable master. Okay, who delivers that? Is it me, you, or Marky?
I'll go do that. Okay,
so you're gonna deliver the animals because you have ghosts now. So all the animals. And he's at the door and it's like, whoa, 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 where did all these come? Wait, you're back? And wait, hold on. And he's like waving his hands. It's like, okay, start from the beginning. Where are all these animals coming from?
Me, Marky, and Rifraco were sent on a mission, which apparently had these animals in there, captured by spiders.
It's like, so then he's like looking around. It's like, are you sure none of them are, dangerous? Because he's looking at like the mastiff and the wolf.
Well, they haven't attacked any one of us, even though we had weak people with us. So as far as I know, no.
And he turns around and he goes towards like the mastiff and the wolf, and they're acting very friendly towards each other, not trying to maul each other. It's like, I've never seen animals act like this, I guess trauma makes everybody combine together. Alright, well, I'll see what I can do for them, but some of them are in a bad way. It'll take some time.
Well, they have time.
Okay. And so, like, he turns around and he walks and says, by the way, I've never seen a breed of wolf like that. What is that? What is he? Or it? Or, her? So, for one, you haven't actually checked what gender the wolf is. So, are you going to do that? Or are you going to let him do that?
Just say.
That's the easy way. We don't do the easy way.
I'm just quote-unquote gonna ask Batu without the other guy noticing.
Okay, so...
I'm just gonna...
No, he's just gonna... Batu's just gonna laugh, and that's it. Like, he doesn't really... He's not gonna help you with something as trivial as this. So, it's like, are you gonna look yourself? It comes down to somebody's gotta look, and so are you gonna look yourself, or are you gonna...
I'm gonna look.
Okay, so that's perception. So you're gonna check your own wolf that you haven't checked since you got it. So, okay, so now we get to roll a d3. Okay, I had a feeling this was going to happen, because this usually happens this way. So, by checking over the wolf, you definitely realize the wolf is a female. It's not a male. Because she has everything a female wolf have, from, the line of teats, along with all the junk that she's supposed to have. So, yeah, you're pretty certain it's a female. So, exactly, how do you check this exactly? You just kind of look? You just lift up the wolf, or...
Probably hold the second one.
Yeah. You do what?
Probably the second one.
Okay, you just hold it up and you just look?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it tries to, as you hold it up and you're looking, it tries to like wrestle out of your arms or out of you're holding it up, so it's like.
I would have found it interesting if it didn't have any gender at all.
Yeah, that's what I would have. That's why I rolled a d3 just to figure that one out. But it does have a gender apparently.
Apparently it does.
1 male, 2
female, and then 3 is
other.
Random. It could be anything else.
Other.
Yeah, other.
I'm a Flareon, level 5.
Anyway. So, what do you tell the guy? Now that you know it's a female, now what do you tell him?
I sexually identify the shoe.
It's a female.
Okay, so... And he, like, looks over your shoulder, it's like, are you sure about that? She looks a little muscular to be a female.
Well, haven't you... At that point I'm just like, haven't you seen... Name again? Get them.
What? What name?
Tukri.
No, haven't you seen Tukri? And then he just burst out laughing. Yeah, you got me there. And it's like, alright, I'll take your word for it. It's like, so where'd you get it? Or where'd you get her? Sorry, I have to use proper genders now.
In the woods.
Okay.
while we were traveling
It's
back.
like, druids must be getting more dangerous than if creatures like that exist in it.
But he's befriended it.
Yeah.
So...
That's like, well, on the plus side, at least the wolf's not trying to maul us, so I guess they're not as bad as I thought initially.
Indeed they aren't. You would be surprised.
It's like, anyway, I have to treat these animals. I would do. It'd be nice if you would leave. So he's like, this guy is a crotchety type of old man. He doesn't really. It's like he doesn't like people. His favorite attention is from animals, not from people. He doesn't like people.
I'm just walking out, ignoring that last part. So, like,
Okay, so like he turns around and you're already gone. That's like, I'm just gonna leave. Oh, you're gone already.
Does the thought of the druid pop up in his mind?
Okay. He hasn't even met you yet. You never went to the stables.
Rafraco?
Not Rafraco. I'm talking like. No, Rafraco's not a druid. I'm a bard. No, I'm not a bard. I'm a monk.
Wait, how many people are you playing?
Every NPC that exists. So this guy, like, the stable hand has not met Spicoli because Spicoli never went to the stables.
I think the only person he's met.
The only person
is
he's
me
met
and
is Thorin and
And
maybe
Rafraco.
Marky
and Rafraco.
and maybe
And
Rafraco. So.
Sei has definitely met him.
Yeah, and
He's an
Sei,
asshole.
yeah, I remember Sei.
Yeah,
Okay, so
what-
he's met some people, but Spicoli's never been there, so... We're definitely hanging out in the bar. You see that some people are getting, like, they're kind of just wounded on the side. They're not really... We don't actually have a very good medical office. We don't have a medical office, let's put it that way.
Just bring it
I
over
could be
to-
the heal.
Okay, so...
I can bring
We haven't
people
arrived
back
yet,
to
though,
help.
so...
I
Okay, so
know.
do we
Just
want
walk
to skip
in and-
over? Nope. Okay, so...
Oh, wait.
You're gonna go to the bar, and what's up?
I'm gonna walk in and ask Rafraco, shouldn't you get your daughter to heal them?
It's like, she's a little, frustrated at the moment. I blame myself for that. Let's just say I kind of didn't tell
Why is
them I
that?
was going anywhere, and so now they're a little mad at me. Hey man, it's just things happen and I forget things. I'll just, and she definitely made sure that if I go again, I will tell her, you know, or be hurt very badly.
Well,
Yeah, so give her maybe a couple hours. She'll understand. I guess they thought I was a missing person or I was abducted or something. Okay, was that all you were gonna say? Or?
I'm not gonna go in on that. So,
Okay, so
how are these people looking? Because
you're looking around the people.
No, I'm
They
asking
definitely
around.
look worse for wear. Like, it doesn't look like many of them will recover very soon. It also looks like, you know, judging from the wounds, because you have a little bit of... You spend your time killing people, so you learn a little bit about anatomy. So, judging from some of these wounds, some of them might not make it. Just, they're on death's door, and they need some pretty good medicine.
Sacrifice them.
Yeah, so... Brelog, you see that Lance Master and Brelog and them are over there. Marky's off to the side. Marky is still watching you, though. So everywhere you're going, he seems to be watching you. I'm the only one who just I don't give a damn. Even if you're consorting with dark gods, I don't care. So I'm not religious, so why do I care?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Brelog.
Okay, so walk over to Brelog. There's a lot of people around him, and he's talking with. Do you overhear the conversation? That's perception.
Probably not.
Okay, so if you can't roll above a 5, yeah, that's right. It's like if you can't roll above a 5, that is sad. Okay,
Well,
anyway,
this is
so you overhear a conversation. You get snippets, which is, you know, he's talking with the kobold. It's like, you know, I've never met a kobold that hasn't tried to stab me in the back immediately. And it's like, and I've never met a gnome who's lived long enough to get this far. So you can tell they're not being friendly towards each other.
I just arrived there and I'm just like Got the hostilities.
Yeah, Lance Master is just like, he looks at you and he just nods. And it's like, ah, yes, Thorin, you've arrived. There's been a development.
Or what development?
Now, I need you to promise me something first. That no matter what happens, you will not raise arms against our newest arrival. Am I clear on that? Or should I say arrivals? Or am I clear on that?
People we just brought back.
It's like, no, not those. There's been others that have come back as well.
Oh. Well, I can't promise anything unless they... I'll promise as long as they don't provoke.
So, then he nods and then he looks towards the other room. And you okay, so now this is perception challenge, because he's pointing his head towards the other room behind you, which is where Sei was. You know, where her room is. And, or do you look that way, or what do you do? Okay, so you roll perception, and I guess you don't pick up on a subtle hint.
Is there a chance the wolf notices and notes me because of it?
No, because the wolf is firmly fixed on you. The wolf looks where you look, but it's got keen sense. It may not see it, but it does smell it because it has a keen sense of smell. But it's being subtle. It's not trying to look.
I'm just gonna put the wolf there. It's not
Okay,
the way.
So I don't know. Does it resist? Yeah, it tries to. You kind of push it to that side, and then it just walks back to where it just was.
No, but I mean.
Yeah, it's being a putty. You try to place it out of harm's way, and then it just walks back to where it wants to be.
No. But I wasn't pushing it there.
Yeah,
was just
so
kind of.
You were telling it to go there, but it was one of those, like, it just walks back to where it was.
Oh well.
So, what you see coming, and then you see a hand reach down, and you see that it's starting to pet the wolf, and it's, you know, this massive hand. Like, its whole hand can cover its body. And you hear an echoing voice from behind the helmet. It's like, interesting wolf. Haven't seen its like around here.
I hadn't seen one till 2 days ago.
It's like, interesting. You know, there's not many of these out here. I don't think there's any. I think this is the first I've seen. So, and he's looking right at you, and his eyes have a red color, and it's like, which means that you got it from some other way.
That other way should be.
It's like, so this is the mighty Thorin. Despite having such great strength, he's always trying to convince you that he doesn't know anything when he knows very much. It's like,
I don't know shit.
Yeah, so it's like, so you say. And so he starts walking into the room, and he's just as big as Lance Master in his armor.
Right back.
Okay, so he reaches up and he starts to take off his helmet, and you see that the face underneath is very dry. It's cracked. It's a tannish color. He doesn't have any hair. He's like completely bald. He's got a nasty scar over from his nose to his bottom right lip, and his nose looks like it's been sliced up a bit. Like the left nostril is completely missing. It's only one nostril. It's like, I see you two are getting along. This is Over-Captain Tobias. He is one of the Legion. He was our spy on the inside until his cover was blown. Apparently someone on the inside knew that he was a traitor.
Already know we.
And so it's like, that was not my fault. That was a matter of jealousy. So it's somebody. So his cover. So it's like, you know, Brelock explains that his cover was blown because somebody else wanted his position. It wasn't that he blew his own cover or that he did something stupid. It was because somebody else set him up for a fall, and so when he fought back, he was deemed a traitor.
Yeah, well, but at that point, I'm just like, Pre-log about the rebellion, at least in Underwood they already know.
It's like, yes, we're aware. That's what that's what Captain Tobias has said. That's what Over Captain Tobias has been telling me. People know a little bit too much, which makes me believe that someone is telling them on the inside.
Indeed.
It's like that, or where it's down to magical scrying, and I guess that's some sort of, I don't know. So the Overcaptain's like, well, I can't go back to the Legion, and I have a feeling that the Lord set that up, that he just wanted us both to fall, but, well, sad for him, not both of us did.
Both of you?
Yeah, so it's like my rival Overcaptain wanted to simply dispose of me and my Legionnaires. He succeeded with the Legionnaire part.
Oh.
So my unit of 9 is now dead. I have no Legionnaires to follow, and it's just me. He would have killed me too if I hadn't escaped. It's like, though I have a bad feeling I will see him again. I couldn't exactly kill him, I just took something of his. And so he reaches into like a pack he has on his back, and he just puts he puts a massive arm on the table. It looks just like his arm. It's like, let's just say I disarmed him, so he'll have to fight with just one arm next time we meet.
But that's gonna be a good thing or a bad thing.
Okay, so it's like, and so he looks at Lancemaster, and it's like, and I take it I'm not the only defector here. So Lancemaster, like he starts to walk away, and then Tobias just says, "No, stay. You're not going." Like he tries to turn around and walk away, but then Tobias orders him to stay where he is. And so Brelog spreads his arms like, "So, is there something you're not telling me?" So Lancemaster pretty much spills the beans, like, I knew you would eventually find out. I'm not just some swords for hire. I too am one of the Legion. Maybe so I too was like Captain Tobias here, ousted as soon as my usefulness was gone by the Lords. I too was one that survived. But you don't survive by keeping your old name and keeping your own alias. That's why I ended up the Lancemaster. And so he looks at it, it's like, you too, Captain, will have to change your identity if you are to survive. And so, like, the Overcaptain shakes his head and says, I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'll give their enemy, I think I'll let them have their enemy have a name and a face. Make it easier for me. They'll come at me, I'll simply kill them.
That's what Marky and Refrago have done to the Battle Mage, or supposed to be Battle Mage.
I said, you're talking about Archmage Lance, which was,
know what his name is.
Okay, so...
Actually, no, never mind, I should
Yeah,
know.
so... roll Constitution.
This one, probably.
Okay, so... Oh, you're fine, so... You definitely feel, as soon as he says that name, your recollection kicks in and you start remembering things. Remember, because you ate his brain. So... As soon as you hear his name mentioned, you start, like, genetic information starts to kick in. So, how much do you learn? You learn quite a decent amount, such as... You learn that, Archmage Lance, he was not an apprentice, he was considered an Archmage, but, he was promoted there under false pretense. He was still very much an apprentice. It was just because he was a lord's son that he was given the title of Archmage. And so you killed a lord's son. And so that lord now has a blood vengeance against you, and specifically...
Right.
Yeah, so... Because you killed his son.
At hearing that name and seeing all the flashbacks, I'm just like, great. First of all...
Okay, so... No, it's not so much... And you can kind of pick up. He's like, this lord is one of the greater lords, meaning he's one of the. In the town there are 6 lords, and you've pissed off one of them.
Yeah, but we probably pissed off another lord, killing half the legionnaires that were.
They don't care about legionnaires. They're expandable.
Yeah, but I mean.
It's really, and the tribute. That's not you. That's the town. So you're killing a bunch of their soldiers. What do they care about that? There's always more soldiers for them to sacrifice.
More soldiers for me to sacrifice.
It's really when you become a constant irritant, meaning like you constantly resist their soldiers, and there's no point where you're defeated, and they're wasting a lot of manpower. That's when they care. Okay, so
that's one more pissed off.
It's like, do you show any signs of discomfort at all? Let's D100.
Nope.
Signs of discomfort. That's a no.